Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazers have set their deadline. They want a new head coach in before the World Cup. This is coming from a story from the MEN and reported off the back of that from a few other different outlets talking about the deadline that they have now set. Manchester United combined ownership, both of them, the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, on when they want the appointment made, when it needs to be and why. I'm going to discuss why in this show they want this doing, all of the report on this, give you up-to-date information on the transfers, a little bit of a look ahead to the game tomorrow, of course, and of course we'll go through the results and how they impact Manchester United. Not as good a day as it was yesterday for United in the Premier League today, but look, it's been set. Manchester United's task is in front of them now. We know how everyone else has done. Everyone that can impact us has pretty much played, apart from Chelsea now. So it's over to Man United tomorrow. And that's all we should be concentrating on now. We are going to be looking ahead to that as well. Quickly though, before we get into it, again, don't forget everybody, the link is in the live chat in just a moment. Of course, as always, we are doing our prediction game. We're going to be getting as many people on this game as possible because I want as many people to win on this game as I possibly can. Last time out against Everton, we had some 20 people win on this game, and there we are again, ready to go for tomorrow. Get your picks in, get your predictions in now. Use the link in the live chat and the link right at the top of the description, everybody, to get your predictions in ahead of the game against Crystal Palace this weekend, tomorrow. In fact, what am I talking about this weekend? We're already well and truly into it. As you can see, there are options up on the screen there. Get into that. We'll talk more about it later. The 6 options there. You can win a shirt courtesy of OK Jerseys. If you enter the game, you could win 25 grand courtesy of Big Up if you enter this game, and you could also wager yourself up on it and win big like many did this week against Everton on the game as well. We'll talk more about that. Them options are there for you on the screen so you can see what you're up against and what you're dealing with there. 6 different predictions that are pre-made by Big Up. You just say yes or no on each of them, and well, you just build up your score and hopefully get the win because you predicted right. And because most of you in this chat have a sensible head on your shoulders, you're probably thinking that Man United are going to get goals tomorrow against Crystal Palace, and we're going to smash the Eagles to absolute pieces at Old Trafford tomorrow. That's what we hope anyway. But let's get into the Sir Jim Ratcliffe news around the appointment of the new manager. The story comes from the MEN. It is also being reported by Centre Devils, and I think a few other outlets have jumped onto it now. And the report is, I think, in terms of this actual story, it kind of makes sense, and we all know it makes sense. Again, look, it's just somebody reporting the obvious. But from within Manchester United, it is thought that they want the manager in place before the World Cup. This has been mentioned before. I think Romano and Ben Jacobs have also mentioned this. There are World Cup managers in Manchester United's list of potential head coaches. There are managers there. Ancelotti was there, Tuchel was there, Nagelsmann was there, Pochettino was there, of course, as well as all of the other Premier League managers that are out of contract. In this report as well, though, one name is mentioned and has come out of nowhere, and this is a name that the likes of Roy Keane and Gary Neville have also mentioned as well, and that is Diego Simeone. More on him in just a moment, but it is said that they want the manager in place because they want the manager, head coach, to be part of the recruitment and be looking at players in the World Cup, not managing against players in the World Cup. So, broken down, they want the manager to be part of the process, which is deciding on players. And if there's plenty of players in the World Cup, then they want their head coach to be part of the recruitment team looking at this talent, which is obviously out there on display for everyone to see this World Cup. The World Cup brings up loads of different players and talented players and highlights them and puts them out there on a platform for everyone to see. And it is usually quite a busy summer transfer window as soon as the World Cup finishes. It's like auditions all over the place while trying to compete for the biggest trophy in world football. And that's what we're going to get this summer. So United want everything in place. The reason we got the news on Marcus Rashford last night was because United are moving things around to get the deal done. There is news today that Napoli have Harry Maguire as their top defensive target now for the summer transfer window. So United need to make sure that they get the little bits done. I've said this before. Manchester United needing to get a new head coach in place. This is why this message is coming out. This is why this story is coming out. United, and if Carrick just landslides his way to the top by getting Champions League, I think it's just going to be an easy decision. The more and more that Manchester United comfortably sit themselves in that top four with Carrick, the easier it is for Ineos just to say, we want him. Because if you're going off what's been said here in this piece and this report, then the easiest option is to stick with what you've got and take Michael Carrick. And that's why this is coming out. I said a minute ago then, get your little bits done. Marcus Rashford, contract sorted. Deal sorted with Barcelona. Out of the way. Rasmus Højlund, that Romano said, done and dusted. Out of the way. Already agreed, in place. 2 transfers, done. Harry Maguire, contract situation. Kobbie Mainoo, contract situation. Done and done. Before the end of the season, we brought you the story on Kobbie Mainoo this week about the talks going ahead in this next international break. Harry Maguire, if United make Champions League football, will have an extra contract extension. Simon Stone from the BBC reporting on that. You could go as far as to say Bruno Fernandes and getting that situation sorted and dealt with before we enter the summer transfer window. Man United getting the little things out of the way before they go big. And part of that is getting a head coach in place and ready to deal with everything that they want to go and do, because everyone's building this summer up as a massive one, me included, and we should do, going off them financial results. We're still trying to break down how Manchester United balance their finances and work it out, but look, all you need to know is United are going big if we get Champions League football. And that's what matters. We've covered that in depth now throughout the week. If you need to watch any of the financial stuff back, go back to yesterday morning's video and a few others through the week. We explained quite a lot. We have talked about Maguire and Mainoo this week as well. It's all there on the channel for you to watch back, everyone. So get yourselves fully up to date before match day tomorrow on everything that's going on behind the scenes, because everything that happens on match day and match days going forward right now are going to fully impact everything that we've discussed already. It's all coming down to Champions League. And that's it. I think the head coach situation will already be dealt with before the season ends, because I think United will be in a Champions League place comfortably in May before the season ends. And I think at that point, it will be Michael Carrick that gets announced. But we mentioned Nagelsmann the other day. We've mentioned other coaches that could come in. Who is elite? Who can even challenge Michael Carrick in his position right now? Silva, Glasner, Areola. I mean, there's a lot of people now turning away from bloody Unai Emery because of his poor form for Aston Villa. Stay well clear of him, people are saying. I still think he's a top manager. And I'm not going to allow Villa's form right now to affect my decision-making on this. We've mentioned injuries, and any club with injuries are always going to struggle. You look at the way that Villa bounced back, and I'm sure they will come back strong towards the back end of the season and maybe even win the Europa League. But when you look at all of them right now against Carrick and what he's doing, it's hard to go against Michael Carrick because he's getting a real tune out of the Manchester United team. By the way, Man United's Players of the Month, just wanted to mention this. People moaning about recruitment. And again, you can say what you want. I know there's a lot of people that will just say, Adam, it's you, loving Ineos again. But every single Player of the Month this season has come from an Ineos signing, barring Bruno Fernandes, which I think was September when he got Player of the Month. Every single Player of the Month this season for Man United has been one of the Ineos signings. Dargu, Heaven, Mbeumo, Sesko, Bruno. And Mbeumo's had a couple of them. That's why we're only mentioning that amount of players for the amount of months that have been played. Recruitment is key. Recruitment is vital for Manchester United. And Carrick's got more out of these players than any coach that we have had in the last 3 years. We know this. So Carrick's right up there. The only people that are going to compete alongside Michael Carrick are the big gun managers, the big juggernauts. Gary Neville has mentioned Simeone before, thinking that United should go for the best. They should always be looking for the best. I'll ask the chat right now, do you rate Diego Simeone as a manager? He has won 8 major trophies, including Europa Leagues and La Ligas in his time at the football club. He's gone up against the best 2 teams in Europe for years and years and years now, and competed and almost taken the prizes. 2 Champions League finals as well, which he has lost because of the best, or one of the best, Champions League teams in Real Madrid over recent years. Is Simeone a man you should go for? He's got 1 year left on his contract after this season, so his compensation would not be that much. And this is what is being said. And look, there is nothing behind it or reason why Simeone has been brought up in this report, except the name that Man United might actually go out of their way to look for. If you're going to find the best has to be way above what Michael Carrick is right now. And look, I've mentioned Nagelsmann. I think he has got the credentials, but this report is also saying that they're not even going to look at Nagelsmann now because, well, because they want the manager in before the World Cup. And Nagelsmann's going to be managing Germany in the World Cup. So does that count him out? Unless there is a pre-contract agreement before it starts where he's leaving his role as Germany manager after the World Cup, when he's got a contract till 2028. I can't see the Germans allowing that to happen or anything disrupt their World Cup campaign. I'm sort of with this. If this is bang on, this report, and it is just a report, and it is what's there in the MEN, if this is right and Sir Jim wants this appointment in place before the World Cup, then you have to cross Nagelsmann out. He's not there. There is big interest in Enrique still from within United. That's also been said. Enrique, Simeone, these type of managers, you have to have a discussion with. They are that good a manager. Is Simeone the right type of manager for Manchester United? Is the question I'm asking the chat right now. So I'm going to come into the live comment section and get your thoughts on this and see where you're actually at with it, because I honestly don't know. It's the unknown with Simeone that's the worry, as in unknown in the Premier League. And he is a loose cannon. He is a hothead, isn't he? He really is. Look, I am not convinced by it. I am convinced by Simeone. I don't know if the timing's right for Manchester United right now with him, though. I think the time has passed for Simeone to take a job in the Premier League. Weirdly, that sounds a bit arrogant of me, doesn't it? It's not arrogant. That's probably not the right word. It just seems like I'm just passing this off like it can't ever happen. Of course it can, but Simeone, I think, has gone past that moment now. Weirdly, I still, in my own head, I'm arguing with myself here to saying, why are you saying Simeone can't manage in the Premier League? It's like, I feel like he's had the chance to, and he's not taken the chance to, and he doesn't want to, and he's not got that passion for going to the Premier League. A manager of that quality to just stick around in Spain for all this time and not make a move anywhere else shouts out to me, comfortable, happy where he is, and not willing to take that next step into something completely different. He likes what he's got, and he's adored by the Madrid fans. I've been there, I've been to that stadium, and they absolutely idolise that man. He is plastered everywhere, all over that new stadium in Madrid, and I just don't see a world in him coming over to England all of a sudden. Yeah, his contract ends in a year. People just mention managers' names for the sake of it, to say he's a top quality manager, United should be going for him. Yeah, okay. But circumstances will dictate exactly how Manchester United's approach gets knocked back or is accepted in this situation. And I just don't see a world where Simeone wants to move away from Atletico Madrid. So, yeah, look, I get the point where United are trying to get this manager in and get this all sorted before the World Cup starts. I understand that whole approach, and that's fair enough. But it takes so much out of the equation. I just don't see anyone agreeing to a deal and upsetting the international for, because people will find things out. It's like, yeah, they could do this and then no one needs to know. Someone will find out and it'll be leaked. It's Man United. They can't keep it under wraps. And people and agents of other managers will know this. I don't think they're going to take the risk. The Germans definitely won't do that, I don't think, anyway. My opinion alone on that situation, but I don't think Nagelsmann can now be considered a candidate for Man United if this story is true. Things I really want to happen, says Ross. 1, United get Champions League spots. 2, Arsenal bottle the Premier League again. And 3, Chelsea finish outside of Champions League spot. Another question for you all right now, as well as the ones I keep asking, of course. Who would you rather drop out of the Champions League places? Chelsea or Liverpool? What would be your preferred choice? Because Liverpool bounced back today. They got a win. They're level with us on points right now. Goal difference by 1 goal is keeping us ahead of Liverpool. Obviously, we've got the game in hand. Could do with a few goals tomorrow against Palace and obviously build that lead back up again. I do believe Chelsea will lose tomorrow and will be 6 ahead of them. At the moment, the way that Villa are playing, the way that Chelsea are playing, Liverpool seem to have just found a new lease of life at the moment. I would say that it's between Chelsea and Villa at the moment with their commitments in Europe as to who falls away from the Premier League race. It's going to be really, really interesting. Cal says, only 3 managers I'd look at are Enrique, Emery and Carrick. Everyone else I'm not convinced, not even with Nagelsmann. Fair enough, fair enough. Note to Simeone, Carrick only failed at Middlesbrough as they sold all the best players. He didn't really fail at Middlesbrough, I don't think. Liverpool, 100%, 450 million and can't get Champions League would be so good. I know so many Skells fans. That's from Carl. Everyone's picking Liverpool in there. I thought you might. Get in there, Reds. Come on, you know the score. You know who we don't want in them Champions League places. Come on. Over 100 likes on the video already. Thank you so much, everybody. Bit of a late one on a Saturday. We usually do a goal a bit later over the weekends. It's a bit unscripted with all the football going on. I'd like everyone to watch all of the football. I think I was watching the City game. Yeah, it did finish 1-0 to City. So pressure is on Arsenal again in terms of that. And hopefully, do you know what? I don't want to say that City have done us a favour there, but they kind of have, because that makes Arsenal have to beat Chelsea tomorrow. And if Arsenal beat Chelsea and we win, we're 6 clear. We've got a 6-point buffer on Chelsea with 10 games to go. And as long as we stay ahead of one of Villa, Liverpool or Chelsea, that theme tune is going to be blasting out on the tannoys at Old Trafford on a Tuesday and a Wednesday night. Bringing European football back to Man United next season is massive. We're bringing it back on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, normal nights, and getting some Saturday football back and no more nonsense Monday night, Friday night crap that we're being stuck with this season. That would be golden. That would be so good, because this season has done my nutting. It really has. It's been shit. Get some more comments in, people. Let's go. Let Carrick have the job. He has proved the most important point. Get Man United playing good football and winning. Well, this is the thing, you can't ignore what you're watching. And he's on a phenomenal run right now. If he wins again tomorrow, it's 6 wins in 7, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's a brilliant start. And again, like I said, you beat Everton, you beat Palace, you give yourself that little bit of wiggle room when you go to play other teams. By the way, Newcastle lost again today. That's who we're playing on Wednesday. They're in a bit of turmoil at the moment. Anthony Gordon booed off by sections of the Newcastle home crowd today. Things are not happening at St James's Park. Is this finally our chance to take them down? I don't even want to get into that yet at the moment, because obviously we've got Crystal Palace to deal with first, and full respect to them tomorrow, and hopefully we can get the 3 points there. Then we'll move on to Newcastle United. But, and you know what I mean by this, we owe Newcastle a result at St James's Park. And things this season are really kicking off at other football clubs, and big problems at other clubs. It's a nice, refreshing change for it not to be around Man United. All we need to do is get this new head coach decision nailed down, bang on, and we're going forward next season. The recruitment is working. It's clearly working. I just mentioned the leading goal scorers in the 2 shows that I've done today. The top scorers at Manchester United this season, Mbeumo Sesko Cunha. The players of the month this season so far, all Ineos signings, barring Bruno Fernandes in September. That's what you call proper recruitment, and that's improvement at the highest level for Manchester United, as long as it makes us play better football. Now, the coaching side of it, on top of that, has been proven to work with Michael Carrick in place alongside this recruitment. So this is why this decision now is absolutely crucial for Manchester United. Absolutely bang on. I wanted to bring you completely up to date with everything else going on as well. Let's get into the transfer news as well. Keep your thoughts and your comments coming in, everybody. Get into the live chat and let me know. Don't forget, the link in the live chat is to get your predictions in for the Crystal Palace game tomorrow and win big, people. And I mean big. Get in that now to be in with a chance of being in the draw for this month's 25k. Yes, that is given away every month by Big Up. That's their commitment to everyone on the platform, including the FUTV army. And I want someone with our name on this prize to win it this month. So let's get in there and get on it, everyone. Courtesy of OK Jerseys as well, you could be winning one of the football tops on their store as well. 5 people will be drawing out the hat randomly who are in this game as well for that. And of course, you can win on the game easily. With them predictions that are on there, trust me, you should be on there now. All you need to do is pick 2. And I guarantee you, if you've watched the previous shows, you will see the ones that I've picked and you will go straight for them as well. 100% certain that we're going to get, I reckon we're going to get 20 winners on the game at least again tomorrow. So get in there now with your chance, everyone. I really hope Carrick is successful this season, and if he is, let United name him as our manager. Who would Michael Carrick bring in, you reckon? Who is his top targets? There is also news going around, and I said a moment ago, I'll bring you up to date with the transfer news. Some low-key ones. Obviously, the Tronzo defender, Minter, is being spoken about quite a lot, and to a point where there is now going to be a scouting mission sent out to Norway to watch the young centre-back. So that's another name that you're going to hear quite a bit of over the next few days. Interesting how we are looking at young defenders at the moment again. Norwich City defender Kellen Fisher is attracting strong Premier League interest as well, with Man United, Everton, Arsenal and Newcastle United all sending scouts to watch him recently. Another player there that is being linked from the Championship to the Premier League. By the way, on the Premier League, apparently Tottenham, well, let's see where they finish first of all. Tottenham have told Manchester United firmly there is not a chance in hell that Mickey van der Ven will be sold this transfer window. We'll see how true that is if you get relegated or not. Now, good result today for Tottenham was obviously West Ham getting beat 5-2 by Liverpool. Burnley almost managed to drag themselves back into the fight to get out as well. It is looking more and more likely. A couple of wins here and there for Forest and Spurs, and I think it's done. West Ham have kind of just dropped off at the wrong time. The run was going good, and then no wins in 3 kind of killed them off a little bit. So Spurs could confidently, I know their games coming up are shockers, and they have got some difficult games coming up. I just think the teams below them are also going to keep on losing at the moment, and they might get away with it. But just on the Man United side of things, and that link to Mickey van der Ven from the other day, United do admire him, like Romano said, but he isn't going anywhere, according to sources at Spurs. He is staying fully put. In terms of Manchester United and anybody else that could potentially be coming into the football club, nothing majorly new today. I wouldn't expect it to be going into game day tomorrow. The stories usually are all around the current squad. There's a lot of talk on Benjamin Sesko at the moment and how well he's doing. The Daily Mail have run with a piece on Harry Maguire, talking about Harry Maguire and where he is at right now. And their quote from that, from Chris Wheeler, is that he's remained incredibly composed throughout. For the young players, seeing everything he's been through puts things into perspective. It makes them think, if he can handle that, what are we complaining about? And again, just a bit of a push from, I would say, representatives of Harry Maguire as the need to keep that type of player. If Antonio Conte wants Maguire over in Napoli, then he's clearly a player that Man United should be trying to keep hold of as well. And like I said before, if we are going into a crucial transfer window this summer, which it is going to be, and you need to plough all of your money into a certain area, giving Harry Maguire another contract, if he's willing to take a pay cut, then I think that's gold for Man United and what we need going into a Champions League campaign. We need that experience. I think it could be crucial. And the fact that he's taking a pay cut, if this is true, like every report is saying, like Simon Stone has said as well in the BBC, then you take that, don't you? You're saving money, and you're saving money and buying a player that really probably isn't going to start ahead of what we've already got. And you're already playing Maguire now, so why not keep the player you've got who's playing outstanding and probably playing the best that he's played in his career right now? And that's where Maguire's level is. He is switched on. And some defenders can go for a long time. Look at Thiago Silva and how important he was to Chelsea. They still haven't replaced him now. And look how bad Chelsea are struggling at the back. I know we hold on to old players too long, but right now with the younger centre-backs that we've got, and we've already got that cover coming through, Harry Maguire on that extra little bit of a contract on less money, well, we need squad depth going into a Champions League season and need to be investing elsewhere in our squad, works for us. I think that is very, very important. It really is. And I do believe now that Maguire will get his contract. We'll see Mainu sign his deal. Like I said at the top of the show, Rashford gone, Rasmus gone. There's already talk of Andre Onana being offered to several other football clubs to try and get him out of the door. Bayindir is going to Besiktas by all accounts on that one as well. There'll be several other academy players from the under-21s sold this summer. Also, we talked about Mason Mount this morning and the interest from Villa and Fulham. Agate, Xerxes, United had a very, very busy summer with a World Cup and not as much time to prepare. It's going to be a different summer window, different tour, different pre-season for Man United come July and August. And I think we need to get as much done as we possibly can. And I think we're going to hear more and more as these next few weeks go by, heading into spring, about deals that are pretty much already organised and done. We already know from these reports that are coming out of what United are doing at the moment. And it is looking positive in terms of United getting on with business. It's something that we've always struggled with, I thought, in the past. And again, this isn't a big push on Ineos' side. This is how I expect United to always be. We've allowed ourselves to be in this situation, and now we have to accept that it was our own fault and we need to rectify the problem. And that is getting rid of the smaller issues so we can work on the bigger things that are going to help this football club moving forward. Let's get some more comments. Get in there, everybody. How are you feeling about the whole weekend? Obviously, we've seen Aston Villa lose yesterday. We've seen Liverpool win today. We've seen City win. Anyone around us, there's only us and Chelsea left to play now. Let me know your thoughts on how you've seen the action, the transfer news, the manager. Who'd you go for? Let's see what you're saying, everybody. Let's get into the chats. I'd love Mickey van der Ven, but just don't see it. We need a centre-back like him, really, with recovery pace. I agree with that, actually, from Carl. Let's see what else we've got in here. As a midfielder himself, I know Carrick will want quality in that position this window. If Carrick gets the job, you know exactly what type of player he wants to bring in. And this is the point of this big story at the top of the show. Wanting that head coach in before the transfer window is key. Because if it's Carrick, what type of holding midfielder do you think he'd want? Something similar to how he played, how he wants to play. Let's not forget, Carrick's whole philosophy at Middlesbrough was winning the ball back high, fast breaks, which United have done several times so far this season and won lots of points with, and controlling possession. So you've got Kobe who holds onto the ball. He wants players that can be comfortable on the ball. Casemiro, Mainu. There's your midfield. Agate doesn't get on the pitch. He's not good enough on the ball. You can clearly see it. Look at the players he's got on. Like Sesko, as good as he is, isn't as good on the ball as Ahmad, Cunha or Mbumo in close quarters. Bruno's the same. Kobe Mainu and Casemiro, comfortable on the ball. Manchester United's whole front six are comfortable on the ball. So what does that tell us? What type of midfielder is he going to go for? Nearly every single midfielder we've mentioned fits the mould, really, for Michael Carrick. I think this goes to show us, again, and just to throw a spanner in the works in terms of what I've said in bigging up the recruitment, there has also been mistakes. Manuel Agate, Joshua Zirkzee, signings that really didn't hit the mark for United or weren't really needed at the football club at the time. So that, again, proves that I feel Michael Carrick, in not using these players, come the summer, you can guarantee we're going to bring in one forward, at least 3 midfielders overall, and then everything else, I think, maybe cover for Luke Shaw. He will look at the other academy players that are in Manchester United's squad going into pre-season, I'm sure, and give everyone a chance. But I think that Manchester United are going to spend, I would say, 3/4 of their budget on that midfield. I just look at what's coming through. I look at, and I know it sounds like a far cry, and I'm just talking academy again, but Shea Lacey will feature as a wide player. So too will JJ Gabriel next season, in my opinion. I think United is spending big on the midfielders. And if Carrick's in charge, I'm personally going to say, I think he pushes for Elliot Anderson. I like Wharton. I wouldn't mind him. I've said this, but I think Carrick would go for Anderson. I think he controls football matches. Like, he is the linchpin. He is the man that City want because he controls games. If you were to ask Carrick as one of the recruitment team at Manchester United, Bivol sits down with Wilcox and says to Carrick, these are who we're going for. And you tell me in the chat, who do you think Carrick would pick for the way that he wants to play? Which of the linked midfielders do you think best fits the way that I describe how Carrick plays there? Fast, attacking, breaking football, controlling possession-based football, playing high, winning the ball back high, and transition. That there, quick transition, is how Carrick likes to play. He takes risks. I think we'll see one-on-one defending at the back. Very similar to how Jurgen Klopp played, by relying on top-quality defenders. That might be why we bring in a fast centre-back. Like Carl made the point there. When you've got a fast centre-back, powerful, strong, like Van der Ven, you can be more risky going forward. Who do you think he's going to go for? Let me know. Get into the comment section, everybody. Amas can be developed in central defence. Are you crazy, mate? Amas has never, ever in his whole career played at centre-back. I've watched this kid through the academy. There's not a chance. Amas is smaller than Luke Shaw. He's not a centre-back. I don't know where you got that one from, Humpty Dumpty. Maybe not. Footballers with football brains is what we need. Football IQ goes a long way. Who's the Casemiro replacements? Everyone we are linked with is more of an 8. No, Stella's not. Balaba's not. I don't think they're 8s at all. I don't think when you even look at the likes of Joe Gomez, he's a 6 as well. I don't think any of them are 8s, to be honest. So, interesting. I don't know, mate, honestly. But, Compost, I think Man United are going to buy different players. But if you was going to spend a lot of money on one, who is it going to be? Got to be Anderson, says Gonzo. But I think we will get Baleba and 2 others. Music to my ears. Carrick wants Anderson. Anderson again. Anderson. I don't want Wharton to have a good game tomorrow. I don't look. When I say the other day, and I've seen a comment come up from Graham actually earlier on. I've not replied back to him yet. I've just been busy today. Said I'm getting ahead of myself. The Palace haven't fallen off a cliff. They have. They drew 1-1 in Bosnia. They scraped by Wolves with a last-minute goal in injury time, having had a penalty saved. You've got Glasner coming out after a 2-0 win against the Bosnian side in the Conference League, saying that Will Hughes and Adam Wharton are giving themselves time off and rotating themselves by being booked and fouling too much. He's literally calling out players at the moment within his squad. It's mind-blowing. He is literally pressing the self-destruct button within that Crystal Palace team right now. It is crazy. They are in awful form. And you can say they are unbeaten in the last 3. They have won their last 2 games. It doesn't matter when you look at the competition and how they won them games. This is the team that blew a 2-goal lead at home to Burnley 2 weeks ago. The manager is coming out and having a go at all of the players. He's having a go at the fans, telling them to be humble. You've got former Crystal Palace players going on Sky saying he's a disgrace. Get him out now. Turmoil. Everything I described there is falling off a cliff and hurtling into utter chaos. United need to take advantage of this situation at Palace tomorrow. Double game week as well. Having played in the week, squad rotation, they'll be knackered. United should be set up for a win. I've already given my score prediction. I'm gone 3-0 Man United. I think we will go 6 points clear of Chelsea tomorrow. That's all I'm looking at. Yes, we'll be third, and that will look great. We'll be 3 points ahead of Liverpool, 6 ahead of Chelsea, and level on points with Aston Villa. If you'd have offered me that come the 2nd of January, or when Ruben Amorim was sacked, if you'd have offered me that, I would be third with 10 games to go, 6 clear of Champions League safety. I'd have snatched your hand off, absolutely, and run a mile with it. I never thought that this team would be able to turn this around. And to be where we are now, I'm grabbing hold of it with 2 hands and I'm going with it. I think Carrick will get the job done tomorrow. United will get the job done. I think other teams are in so much more turmoil. I keep using that word, don't I? They're all over the place. I think we're more settled than anybody right now in our fight for what we want. Forget City, forget Arsenal. Don't even want to look at them. Let them battle it out at the top. They'll play a part because City have still got to play the likes of Chelsea as well and do jobs there on them for us. And look, this is where we're at right now, in this perfect situation where we can take advantage of everybody else being all over the place. And I think it has been one of them weird seasons for so much to go on at so many clubs. For instance, the complete collapse of Liverpool and what happened with them, although they're coming back now. What's happened to Newcastle this season is absolutely staggering. And I never seen that coming with the way that the Geordies have been with Eddie Howe after their first season with a trophy and to get in the Champions League in the same season. To go from that to where they are now, I hope that does play into our game on Wednesday and it does affect them. I never thought I'd see a day when Newcastle fans booed off their own player at home. I never thought I'd see it. That just goes to show how bad it is. Crystal Palace fans, after what Glasner did last season in winning them 2 trophies, for the first time in their history, to then have banners going on at the manager and wanting him out. Oh my God. There is so much to talk about. Obviously, the Chelsea situation with Maresca and then Visinha coming in. Yeah, I think we are settled and in a miles better position financially as well. When you look at some of the clubs' finances and their figures that have come out recently, United all of a sudden have a big chance here to take advantage of other clubs not being right. I do believe that we are actually just now on the brink of turning a corner. And that's because of the way that we've been playing. Kaz has been telling me, look, don't big them up, don't big them up. You know what happened last time? You get too ahead of yourself, Adam, and then we end up losing. Look, I'm telling you right now, there's no way I'm going to go in and try and be cautious in giving my predictions ahead of a Crystal Palace game at home. No matter what position we are in the league, what we're fighting for, how well we've been playing, I expect United to beat Crystal Palace at home. And we will. I'm not going to say anything else. We will win tomorrow. We will beat Palace. If we don't, I'll sit there in the stands, as you know, and I'll be a very, very grumpy Man United fan, to say the least. But there's no way that we drop points to Crystal Palace tomorrow. Even if they're playing well, I expect United to win the game. Andrew says in the chat, no mistakes against Palace tomorrow, a win, and we can take Newcastle next Wednesday too. Tomorrow I can't wait, says Jellyfish. We are shopping this season at Newcastle Mart. The Geordies can't win without their Bruno. Since Bruno Guimaraes has been out, they have been all over the place. To get the Champions League win, that doesn't even count anymore. Patsy says, who do you think we're going to bench to start the game? I think it will be Sesko again. I do believe it will be Sesko. Greg's copied my result there. He's gone with a 3-0 Man United win. Get your score predictions in, everybody. Obviously, we will be live at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And, of course, we'll be going through the embargo version of Michael Carrick's press conference ahead of match day. And then all of your usual match day content, including our prediction game. I promised you right at the end of the show. This is your last chance, and I'm going to give you your tips right now. If you choose to take them, that is completely on you. Don't blame me if you get them wrong. Anyway, these are my tips for the game tomorrow. Our prediction game brings you 6 pre-made predictions for the game. Now, they are Ahmad to score a goal or get an assist. Do you think that this is Ahmad's chance against the poor Crystal Palace side? He's the one of the forwards that hasn't scored yet under Michael Carrick. Is this the game? Would you punt on him? Or would you say no again because he's not playing that well at the moment? Up to you. I'm leaving that alone, by the way. I don't know and I can't make my mind up. This is one that I would definitely go on, which is Man United will score over 1.5 goals. So basically, United need to score 2 goals in this game. And you just need to say yes or no to that. I mean, come on. Is anybody not thinking that Man United are not going to score that? Like, that's a yes. Pick yes on that one and your quid's in. There's one. You only need 2, remember. You can do as many as you want, but you only need 2 to enter. Crystal Palace will score a goal in the game. could say yes on that because United do tend to concede, but we have had 2 clean sheets at Old Trafford under Carrick. So maybe you go with Man United to keep a clean sheet and say, no, Palace won't score tomorrow. Easy bet. Oh, I'm a bit 50-50 on that because you know what United are like. Crystal Palace will have over 3 corners, 3.5 corners. Crystal Palace, there will be more than 10 corners in the game. That's happened once, and it was in the last game against Everton. But that was a weird old game. I would probably say no on that. And this is the other one that I would go fully on. There will be under 1 goal in the first half. That means that there won't be a goal in the first half. Like, you say yes. You say no to that one because United will score 2 goals at least in the first half tomorrow. So they're the ones that I would go with anyway. You make your picks and get in there. There are plenty of people already in on our game. As you can see, some familiar names in there as well. Last time out, we had 83 people in our prediction game. Can we beat that for tomorrow? We're not doing a watch-along, obviously, tomorrow because I'm at the game, but this will still run alongside the game itself, and you can always jump onto Big Up, click on the link in the description, and you are going to be in there, and you can see everything that's going on, your predictions, everything that's happening. We have 35 in at the moment. Let's try and double that at least and get over 70 in again on the game tomorrow, and see if we can actually beat Monday's game against Everton and get our record numbers in there. Get in there and get in with a chance of winning now, everybody. Thank you so much for being part of the show this evening. I hope you all have a fantastic Saturday night, whatever you're up to. Please pop a like on the video. Everyone who's in the chat right now, if you did, that would take us over 200, which would be absolutely mega. Thank you, everyone. Get involved, as always. Get on the comment section. Give the video a like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all at 8 o'clock tomorrow and building up to match day. Yes, come on. Big chance for United tomorrow. See you all then, everybody.